On this episode of Press This, put courses on your WordPress website with Namaste.
Namaste. Hey everyone, welcome to another amazing episode of Press This. I'm your host, Matt.
And I'm Dan.
The number one WordPress web show on the YouTubes for finding out WordPress stuff, learning WordPress, figuring out which plugins work, which themes work, how do we do this stuff with WordPress. Go ahead and hit subscribe. We want to hit 10,000 fans. And as always, brought to you by slocumthemes.com. Over 50,000 downloads now of all of our amazing themes. Thanks everybody for that. If you're looking for a blogging, business, e-commerce theme, that's the place to go.
Photography themes.
Oh, that's right.
All the good stuff.
Photography theme is
awesome.
Theme.
Beautiful theme.
That's right. So let's dive into it, Dan. Speaking of learning.
Yeah.
What do we have today?
Sure. So we've talked about what are called LMSs or learning management systems in the past. We talked about Sensei, WP Courseware, TrainUp. We've talked about a few of them that we've worked with. And now we're talking about the free offering because there's always going to be a free version of something, right?
Where there's a will, there's a way
right?
to not pay.
And at a potential jab to Sensei by Woo Themes, we have Namaste here today. Who does Namaste? That's one thing I should have looked up. I think it's just Namaste, correct?
Yep, Namaste LMS.
Namaste LMS. There you go. So Namaste by Namaste. This only has about 10,000 downloads in the repo, so I believe it's a relatively new plugin because I know these LMS systems are kind of taking off quite a bit. Mm-hmm. And it's your free option. It's your free option for learning management systems. What we mean by that is being able to put courses and lessons and assignments in WordPress so that somebody can visit your website, even pay for lessons if you're looking to do something like that, and then take quizzes and learn what they need to learn, what you want to teach.
Yeah. So, I don't think we can talk about the free ones and without talking about the paid ones. And when we have some videos already of Sensei, so let's go back and take a look at those somewhere where Dan's pointing. Sensei being probably, at least from our perspective, the one that we recommend the most so far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
$129.
Right.
Gets you one site license.
And we recommend it. Sorry to cut you off, but I'm going to.
No problem.
It's a very clean interface with them. It's one of the pricier options, but you get what you pay for. It's a cleaner interface. It functions really well with WooCommerce. So if you want to charge people for it, it functions really well there. And it has enough playroom to code if you're a developer, but also enough ease of use if you're somebody who's getting into the systems, which is really good.
Yeah, and that's sort of the trade-off with a lot of this stuff. There are tons of things that can go into an LMS, and everyone's always looking, what's the best LMS?
Yeah.
Well, it's like, what's your best mid-sized family sedan?
Yeah.
There's like so many options, right? And so many things that you have to weigh.
Right.
But I think these guys are doing a really good job. And it's actually something that I'm interested to look at for my own site, and maybe even give these guys this Namaste a spin, because I like the options that I'm seeing.
Right.
It doesn't have like quizzes and exams right out of the box like Sensei does.
Yeah.
But even that is kind of limited on that. There's always somebody that we run into that's like, I'm not looking for this kind of A/B question. I'm looking for something else.
Yeah, it could be a teacher who teaches something with a little bit more of an open mind.
Right.
A lot of to sort of kind of jump off what you're saying, Matt, where a lot of these plugins that we've talked about, like Courseware, in fact, all of them have those sort of quizzes in there. This does not come with exams by default. So you have to use a separate plugin called Watu, W-A-T-U, for exams here. So what you get out of the box with this free plugin is you get courses. And within the courses, you get lessons. So if I have a course on karate, I'd have lesson 1 of karate, lesson 2 of karate, lesson 3, all made up in this. And then assignments as well. But the assignments aren't like multiple choice questions, true or false, fill in the blank. It's very open source. You're going to be asking a series of questions. It's just like creating a post or a page on WordPress. You can type in question 1, blah, 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 question 2, blah, 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 blah. And then the person who gets the assignment, the user, and I guess we'll talk about users in a bit, will enter that answer. And then you have to organically go in and say, that's the right answer or that's good. So from a more open-minded, open form question and answer sort of assignment, this is great. But if you're looking for that solution out of the box, that's going to give you A, B, C, D, E, not here.
Yeah, and not that hard to install that plugin. That plugin also has 25,000 downloads, so it's well supported and it's 4 out of 5 stars. Yeah. So not a bad choice. Right. But I like the fact that there's just a ton of stuff in this Namaste to really set up the courses, set up the lessons. You can do assignments.
Yep.
You can hand people an assignment. Here, this is your homework. Like, go ahead and do this over the weekend or whatever. I didn't see if it had a time thing, like if you could say you have to take this exam in like or this assignment in 24 hours or something like that.
It didn't, but it taps so much into WordPress. I wouldn't be surprised if you could. I mean,
That's
you're
a
already
good point.
installing another plugin with Watu. You could also just download like a membership plugin or
That's
a drip
correct.
content plugin. We've talked about those in the past too, to sort of combine those two plugins and get yourself a learning management system solution that also has that membership capability.
Yeah, and Dan brings up a very good point. I mean, a lot of folks are always looking like, how do I combine membership with learning plugins or course plugins, because they want to have members come in, but you have to remember that there's membership systems for content, because you can have posts and pages and media that are in WordPress that have nothing to do with education. So those developers of those plugins aren't thinking about courses and course management. But they are thinking about how to sell memberships for special content or access to forums. Like, this stuff won't do it. So you have to find a happy medium right now to combine the two. And if you're picking a plugin that is well-coded, WordPress well-coded, well-coded for WordPress, like Namaste is, you can kind of mix and match and figure out those different things.
Kind of fun.
The only thing I didn't like about the assignment part of it was that it dumped the person into the back end to actually answer an assignment.
Right.
Yeah, it kind of takes away from the flow of the site. If somebody's, on your site and, they're seeing all this stuff on the front end, but in order to get an answer in, when they hit leave answer or whatever, submit answer, it drops them into the back end of WordPress. So, if you're teaching something to somebody to an audience that might not understand what's going on, like, where did I just go? That could be a bit of an issue. But other than that, I like what I see.
And I also get the sense on that note, Matt, that if you're somebody who is jumping into this for the first time and you're a teacher and you're creating a website, this might be a little too dirty is not the right word, because it works well, but a little too WordPressy to wrap your head around if you're not used to this sort of system from in the past. Just a quick note: some of the other guys are a little more clean. It's this makes some obvious sense. This is here. This is there. This is a lot of like, boom. You go to the settings and there's all kinds of stuff. Here's what you can do, and you're like.
Yeah, I agree. Again, we go back to Sensei, but that plugin's $129, right? So a lot of teachers are like, "Oh my God, I don't want to spend that," because they don't see either the value in it or they're just diving into this stuff like unsure that it's actually going to work. Right. One, I would say, if you're looking to sell courses, Sensei plus WooCommerce makes total sense. And if you're out to sell courses, you're going to be making at least $100, right? So why not spend the $100?
Right. I was going to say, what's the cost of teaching people this content?
Exactly.
If you're a superintendent watching this video of a school system, right? What's the cost of just buying like a developer license or even just a single license of Sensei for your school, or using this and then getting somebody to develop it a specific way, things like that, right? One thing I do want to mention: you mentioned payment gateways. This does support Stripe and PayPal. So if you do want to sell courses, you can put in your Stripe or PayPal IDs there.
Nice.
And you can tap into the Namaste there that way too.
Awesome. You can find Namaste through Namaste, right? Isn't that what they say? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Listen, great episode. There's a ton of stuff. We'd love to dive more into Namaste. Maybe we will in a future.
Maybe Watu.
Yeah, maybe in a future video we can. Right. We will. But so far I give it a thumbs up from what I see. I don't see anything that I would run for the hills because of. I think Dan feels the same way.
Yeah. I would just run for the hills maybe if you are really new to WordPress, in which case, somebody can install it for you or something like that and get it up and running. But if you're new to it and you're just going to jump into it, it might be a little difficult.
Yeah. So yeah, check it out. Definitely try it on a test environment first if you're afraid to put it on your live site. But other than that, I think it looks good. Maybe we'll look at it further. Are there themes that you're using out there for your membership or for your learning modules that you use? We want to know what themes you use, be it for the training or the membership stuff or any theme that you're out there using. What are your most popular themes? Drop them in the comments below. Maybe we will build a theme just for you guys. So let us know about that. Speaking of themes, slocumthemes.com. Over 50,000 downloads of our awesome themes. So thanks everybody for that. Blogging themes, photo themes, all that fun stuff. Check it out. slocumthemes.com. Thanks everybody.
Thanks a lot, guys.